So somebody asked me how to go about compressing the low end of your track, and the answer is don't. So when we're talking about compressing low end, the trick is to really either not compress it at all or to compress it as minimally as possible. So obviously the biggest low end things in the track are going to be your kick drum and your bass. On the kick drum here, we are compressing, but we're doing it very lightly. Only getting about 3 dB of gain reduction there. Same on the kick sample. So even though we are compressing the kick, we're not compressing it a ridiculous amount. And really, that's more to bring out the high-end attack of the kick than anything. Now, what about bass? So I split process my bass, so these are the exact same bass track, except one, I'm low passing everything down to 120 hertz, and the other, I'm high passing everything up to 160 hertz. And this is so I can process the low end and the high end of the bass separately. Now I have two compressors. This one up here is on the high end of the bass, this one here is on the low end of the bass, and look at the difference in compression between the two. The low end of the bass is peaking at like 3 dB of compression, and even then it's only momentary. Whereas the high end of the bass is getting compressed pretty consistently with about 5 dB of gain reduction. So in general, compressing the low end of the bass significantly less than the high end. Now you may be asking, what about the buses? Surely the compression on the buses is going to be affecting the low end as well. This compressor on the drum bus, I'm rolling off everything below about 65 hertz in the detector circuit. So the compressor is only reacting to things above 65 hertz. So the low end of the kick really isn't affecting the compressor that much. Then the same thing on this compressor I have on the instrument bus, rolling off to 61 hertz in the detector circuit. And then on the final mix bus, same thing. We're rolling off to 66 hertz in the detector circuit. So really everything below about 60 hertz is not affecting the compressor. It's not triggering the compressor to compress. It might be getting compressed a little bit, but not nearly as much as if all that low end information was the thing that was triggering the compressor. Now, what if you do want to compress the low end? Sometimes it might need a little bit of tightening up. In that case, we can open something like this, a multi-band compressor. This is affecting everything below 77 hertz. And even though it is compressing everything below that, it's doing a very quick attack and a very quick release, so it's only momentary, and it's only doing 1 to 2 dB of gain reduction occasionally. So guys, that's the trick to getting really massive, punchy low end is don't compress it at all if possible. And if you do have to compress it, only compress it very minimally.